Is the end of the year the best time to buy a home? Well, I'm beginning to think it is. And I'm going to give you a few reasons as to why right now may be your best opportunity to buy a home before the end of this year. All right, so what makes this winter so special? First of all, the market conditions. Right now, we have more inventory than we've had in years. That means that we're seeing a market that's shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market, which means you as a buyer have much more leverage and can get more out of your deal than you could just a few years ago. Houses are staying on the market longer. And so because of that, sellers are more willing to offer contingencies to help you with closing costs, to help with repairs, simply because they don't have the time to get that house off the market before they buy something else or make a move. And so this is a great time of the year for this, and this is a great time, period. The past few years have been absolutely hectic, and sellers have taken advantage of it. It's about time my buyers get to take advantage this time. We are seeing a lot more price reductions as well. So we're seeing price reductions in pretty much every segment of the market, from the under 300s to the over 1 millions. Price reductions have been pretty common because if you look at it, sellers kind of didn't get the clue because they were trying to wait until the market was at its zenith, and you can never tell when that's going to happen. And so because they didn't really get the clue, as the market shifted, they continued to put their homes on the market at a much higher value that would have been more appropriate for homes back in 21, 22, maybe the mid 23. But now it's just, not going to happen. So we're seeing price reductions across the board as sellers begin to understand that they've overpriced their homes. So every person that I have gotten into a home over the past year, we have put low offers pretty much every single time. And we've gotten them. And not only have we gotten them, we've also gotten good appraisals. So along with those low offers, we've had people that have been anywhere from $2,000 or $3,000 on up to 15 or 20. And that all is because we're really paying attention. I'm really paying attention to where the market is going. If you're looking at making a move somewhere in Central Florida, make sure you let me know. I'd love to be able to help you. All my information is in the description below. And if you really want to get a hold of me and just have a conversation, whether you're here locally or whether you're out of state, just go to www.talkwithvince.com. Get on my schedule and let's do a Zoom and see what we can come up with for you. I'd love to see how I can help you get into beautiful, sunny Central Florida. Right now, as we start to move from the beginning of October to the end of October, you're going to see the competition lessen. As that competition lessens, because people are going to be more interested in the holidays, usually, let me put it this way. Usually Halloween is kind of the breaking point. So from mid-October to Halloween, everybody is starting to think now about, the holidays are coming. November is going to be Thanksgiving, Christmas in December. We've got January after that. What are we going to do? We've got company coming in. Maybe we'll want to travel, whatever the case may be. As we start to see people moving their minds away from selling or buying, we're going to see less competition for the buyers that are out there now. Now, the good thing about this is the sellers that are out there from about mid-October to the end of the year really need to sell. They've been waiting all year to sell. They've got their homes on the market. Maybe they've got a job that they're looking to get in another state or another county. Maybe they have a house that they've already picked out that they want to buy and they need to get this thing going. Regardless of that, they need to sell. And so this is a prime opportunity for buyers. Not only do they have less competition, but they have sellers that are more willing to help them, whether it's repairs, whether it's contingencies, even contingencies on the sale of a home aren't going to be as difficult to get through to a seller because of that. And so we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of it. Now, a lot of times I know that people talk about, spring being the selling season. What you have to understand about Florida is that summer pretty much all year, spring and summer throughout most of the year, and we have a very short winter. And even that short winter, there's no snow. Your pool doesn't freeze over like a giant ice cube. There's no snow on the ground. You can see everything. Everything looks beautiful. It may be a little cooler, but your house still shows well. And so for you to say that we only have a buying season in springtime is actually a fallacy. It's a myth. People buy homes all year during the seasons here, whether it's spring, summer. We don't really have a fall. We really have more like a spring, summer, and winter, and that's pretty much it. But my point is, it's buying time all the time. And so don't really get that stuck in your mind. It's just not the way things work here. Now, the other thing that we want to look at is there's a lot of extra supply, and the season is slower. So you have a lot of negotiating power. Sellers in especially December through January, they really need to sell. They put it off way too long. Mortgage rates may dip. So probably what I would suggest is if you're serious, lock in your rate now. You know that you're going to have 30 to 60 days in a lock-in. Lock in your rate now and then start house hunting and try to do it before the end of the year. Once you get that deal closed, let's say, for example, the end of next year, the rate drops 2%. At that point, which I doubt that it's going to, but let's just say that we go from 6.5 to 5.5, or 5 drops a 1.5%. At that point, you can decide whether or not you want to refinance. But locking in your rate is going to help you kind of make that move, especially if you have to sell your home to buy another one. And then the last thing is, mid-December to January, you have that rush of snowbirds coming down, and they're going to be looking for homes. And when they're looking for homes, now you have more competition. The other thing to consider when we talk about rate drops is let's just pretend that the Fed drops the rate next year to 5%. You might be thinking, great, I'll wait until then. Here's the problem, though. Whenever the rate drops, home values go up. Whenever the rate increases, home values go down. That's just the ebb and flow of the housing market. And so if the rate drops to, say, 5 or 5.5% come the end of next year, you're going to have a ton of competition, and that's going to drive the prices up because everybody's going to want to go back on the market. You're going to see everybody and their grandmother back on the market looking for a home. Whereas if you're shopping now, you can get into a house, get a bunch of goodies from the seller, and then when the rates do drop, and that's a big if they do, then you're going to be able to go ahead and refinance at a later date, which I've done before in my own home. And so those are the things that you really want to take a look at. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, leave me a note in the comments and let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion of what we just talked about. I know that this is going to be a great time for buyers that are serious about buying a home to be able to get into a home before the first of the year. And so if that's you, feel free to let me know, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Have a good one.